Good morning. My name is Tim Burbeck. I'm the resident dietitian for West Memphis School District. And today I'll be going over the food production records. And this is what the food production record looks like. This is an example from our senior high school. So the very first thing you'll see is you need to have the correct date. So as you can see, this was corrected here by the food manager. The second thing is to have the school name. The school name has to be correct, and the offer versus serve. Make sure the grade group is listed, which will be automated. And you'll need to have the manager's signature, so the one filling it out needs to sign. The next portion of the food production record is this section that shows the overall planned meals you plan to serve, the ones you actually did prepare, and then the ones that were served of those prepared. So as you can see, not all of the prepared foods were served. However, there are a few subsections of the meals that were served. There was 6 adults and 9 listed as other, which could be any other staff or anyone else who received a meal that was from this prepared batch. But this top line is of the ones that were served from reimbursable meals. This is 411 reimbursable meals. The 6 adult and the 9 other were not reimbursed. However, this was the total amount of meals served. And this next section goes over the actual meals themselves as well as the details within the meals. As you can see, this is the columns that we will go into individually. So the recipe number is the one that's going to be listed under Web Nutrition. This is going to be automatically filled out, as well as the recipe name. The recipe name is what you'll be serving for at each meal. This is the entree, for example, as well as sides listed with the entree. The third column is the portion size. This tells you how much you need to be served, how much is served of each one. So for example, 1 oven fried chicken is 1 piece, so 1 each. But it's different for the accompanying carrots. You will need 3/4 cup, and that brings me to the utensil needed to serve. So a 3/4 cup requires a 6-ounce spoodle. That is how utensils are used. You need tongs for chicken. 6-ounce spoodle guarantees 3/4 cup of carrots, and a number 8 scoop guarantees 1/2 cup of mashed potatoes, and so on. The meal components informs the kitchen manager of how much is being served for each component. For example, a piece of oven fried chicken served with 1 tong is going to complete 2 ounces of your meat or meat alternative and 0.75 ounces of the required grain component. The next column is the HACCP column. These are codes that identify the type of food that is being prepared. So, for example, at the bottom of your food production record, you will see the different codes listed. Many of these are going to be ready-to-eat foods, but most of them are going to be complex food or hot finished products, cooked food. Some of them are same-day service, so there's no leftovers, meaning nothing is being utilized the next service. As you can see, the vegetables are listed with the fried chicken are all number 2, and the fried chicken is listed as 4 because it is a hot finished product. That means it is cooked that day. The next column corresponds to how many servings you plan to be reimbursed. This should correspond pretty closely to the servings you actually plan to serve or have served that day. The next column is servings that are prepared that are reimbursable. This also corresponds tightly to the servings that were actually prepared that day. Our next section is the servings actually served. So corresponding to this first box, which is a general summary, this is the servings of reimbursable meals or reimbursable portions for each section actually served. And these are the servings that were served total. So this corresponds to the total meals served that day, whereas this corresponds to the meals that were served to the children, the reimbursable meals. This is the leftover section. So as you can see, there's a discrepancy here. 50 served reimbursable, 30 served total. These should actually be swapped, by the way. That is a mistake if you happen to catch that. But this is the 20 meal discrepancy. This indicates that there was 20 meals left over that were saved. So this just indicates how many you are left over that can be used for other purposes. The next column is the first temperature. This is the temperature that is measured at the beginning of service. This temperature, the second temperature, which needs to be filled out as well, is the temperature that is taken at the end of service. So having a temperature at the beginning and at the end indicates that the temperature was kept the same throughout service. The comment section indicates any details that can discuss anything that's different with the numbers, or if there's anything left out or anything you'd like to add or anything that will be overall helpful. This is a valuable place to leave comments. And that is a brief summary of the food production record.